Trooper reporting for duty. Lord Vader won't accept defeat. I need a weapon. I need a weapon. Fight for the Empire.
Sorry. Welcome to Mommy's Max Hawaii, the channel. And there's lots of news going on. What is it? I don't know. No, there's...
Can't be caught standing around doing nothing.
Yeah. There's a lot of volcanoes going on. Volcano in Congo. Molten lava. This whole village is like, I'm homeless. And they're going to Rwanda. This is in Africa, right? And there was that other one volcano, and then there's the other one volcano, and the other one volcano. It's like licks of fire. I tell ya. This is
Standing by.
yeah. Okay, well, we're definitely always on the march of time, so I'm going to try to make this as small as possibly can. And it is Sunday, so it's old and new time. The waitress upstairs with her kid, trying to be, God, it's like stomping. She's trying to claim my mom's house for herself. Deceiving. Oh, okay. Old and new. Something from the old, something from the new. Just peek them out, yeah? All right. Okay. Is that something old about there? Up there? Okay. Not looking. There's a cat or the random sound. I'm feeling over here somewhere. All right. What does it say? This is from Judges, chapter 20. I guess, wait a minute. Oh, jeez. I'll have to start the beginning. Over here. But the Israelites said, "Let us retreat and draw them away from the city toward the roads." The main body of the Israelites drew back its battle line to Baal Tamar, while those Israelites who were in ambush rushed out of their place west of Geba. There they came against the Gibeon, 10,000 picked men out of all Israel, and the battle was fierce. But the Benjaminites did not realize that disaster was close upon them. Wow, that kind of sounds eerie with stuff going on in the Middle East. All right, now for new. Okay, something new. We want red letter. That's the thing. Red letter. Red letter. Do we have something red in there? Yeah, there's red in there. Okay. This is probably the same one I did last time. It always comes up on the same page. Yeah, it's kinked on this page. I'm sorry. I know. We all think Jesus telling us to go out into all the nations. But let's try this one. This is some red. Yes. It's going right here. Okay. This is new. This is out. New blind. They put new batteries in. And this is Mach. That's the old one, yeah. The oldest decimal. Mach. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is that one. When Jesus saw from a distance, he ran and bowed down before him. And he shouted at the top of his voice, "What have you to do with me, Jesus, Son of the Most High God, I adjure you, by God, do not torment me. For he had said to him, Come out of the man, you unclean spirit. Then Jesus asked him, What is your name? He replied, My name is Legion, for we are many. He begged him earnestly not to send him out of the country. Now, where on the hillside a great herd of swine was feeding, and the unclean spirit begged him, Send us into the swine, let us enter them. So he gave them permission. And the unclean spirits came out and entered the swine, and the herd, numbering about 2,000, rushed down the steep bank into the sea. And were drowned in the sea. The swineherds ran off and told it the swine herds, which are like the shepherds, ran off and told it in the city and in the country. Then the people came to see what it was that had happened. They came to Jesus and saw that the demonic sitting there, clothed and in his right mind, the very man who had the legion, and they were afraid. Those who had seen what had happened to the demonic and the swine reported it. Then they began to beg Jesus to leave their neighborhood. Just leave. And he was getting into the boat. The man who had been possessed by demons begged him that he might be with him. Go home to your friends and tell them how much the Lord has done for you and what mercy he has shown you. And he went away and began to proclaim the Decapolis how much Jesus had done for him, and everyone was amazed. Oh, okay. Nothing. Nothing like it. Exorcism straight from Jesus. Don't send us out of the country. All right. Let's make sure it works, because this is, don't you know, who's Pepah? Yeah, this is where we look at what's in the kind of like newspaper, and we got a big whopping newspaper called the Sunday edition. But first, before we see what's kind of going on all over the place, trying to get the half of it. First, the headlines. Okay, I did look at this. This is a very interesting headline, I think. Okay, unknowns as in unknown soldier, right? And after the bombing of Pearl Harbor, there's like 49, something like that, 94 buried in the Punch Bowl Cemetery, which is our little national cemetery for military. Only military can be buried in Punch Bowl. It's honorary for military. It's a crater, like Diamond Head's a crater, but it's small. It's up in the valley, kind of. Shh. Don't tell everybody. Anyways, there's 94 in one mass clubbed internment, and it's called Unknown, and they were from the USS Arizona. And basically, this is like someone had the idea, let's put them back in the sunken Arizona ship wreck. So, now this is where I'm going to tell you a ghost story. This is their Arizona Memorial, okay? The Arizona Memorial. And underneath there, the other direction, is the USS Arizona, of course, your Pearl Harbor fame, or infamy, as late President Theodore Roosevelt, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, the other Roosevelt, the one with the, the Pink Panther thing. Anyways, I was traveling with this dubious professor. He had a high... Anyways, was bebopping around, writing some of his articles, background, and doing illustrations.
Well, actually, I was like writing. I'd do background information for him and articles. And he was just, I gotta say, he was the most pompous, and it was irritating. But I'd have the beers. It was back in the day. So I had the beers, and we visited Arizona with camera in hand and all that kind of stuff. It was crowded. It was 3:30 in the afternoon. And so I remember as a kid, you look over at the Arizona, you see a little oil coming up. Oil comes up, ooh, it's rainbowy because it refracts the light. 1 by day, 2 by night. They reflect. Anyways, it gets like rainbowy colors. So I looked over to see if that effect was still in, because it's dripping from the shipwreck. And if you know history, 1,117 type sailors died on the Arizona, right? And a lot of them, you'd think it's not all 1,000 down there, but a lot of them are still buried down there. So I looked over, had a little backpacking beer koozie thing, and there was a bunch of tourists, with leis and stuff, and then they're taking pictures of the wall back there. So I look over, and I see the water. I'm like, yeah, you can still see the thing. But all of a sudden, this happened. I swear to God, Boy Scouts honor. There was this whoosh feeling. This is in the middle of the day. It's this whoosh feeling that went right like up here into my chest, like here, like, and sent me backward, like leaning backward like that. It just like was like went whoosh into like through me, not like here and stop. It was like here and like, like that. And there was a voice in my head when that happened, and it seemed like many people, like thousands. It seemed like many people. And this voice, when it just calmly said, "Come join us," or "Come join us," something like that, in my head. And then I was like back like this, and I looked over. I was like kind of stunned. I was honestly stunned, like, what? And then all of a sudden I had this overwhelming feeling of sadness and tears and everything kind of coming down, overwhelming sadness. And then I'm looking at these people in the middle of the day. I didn't tell anybody that story for the longest time, and now that's like nothing. For ghost stories now. But that's what happened to me, and that's the fact, Jack. As far as that's a personal experience, so it's not proof. That ain't proof. I know, but it's my story. I'm sticking to it too much. UH is gonna take budget cut. Robo Dog. Oh, back in the day, 1961. Oh, look, the spell of miniature electric trains is alive and well. It says Roebuck and Company were working model train. Draw shoppers to stop and take a look. I think I remember to do that. Look at the giant train set. And this is where it happened. Someone's like, it'd be cool if we had a train in Hawaii that brought people around, like an elevated train. The rail. They thought they should have stopped it back then. They didn't. They went, choo-choo trains are good. Now, if they did it right, they could have a good one. I saw one built in Texas in 2 years. The place I was at, Louisville. Corrupt, horrible little place. Schools push back against teachers. Who cares about that? There's this giant rocket plane that goes up into space. Yeah. COVID test plummet. Oh, what's the one? Numbers. We got like, I don't know, what is it? Kind of a lot of cases for the kind, whatever. What is it? Freaking, whatever. We got Hamas defiant. They're still Hamasing out. Demographic reshift global. Okay, the Democrats are the. We vaccinate kids. What we gonna do here? Some kids outside panic residents have volcanic eruption. Oh, the rock concert in Europe, in the Italian rock group, Maneskin. We're not mannequins. We're Maneskins. They won. Look at these guys. I just should see what they're wearing. It's like a weird it's like kind of like the transvestite of the Rocky Horror Picture Show, except more sleek and slender, sexy. With kind of it's like, good for you guys, but they were really rocking, and now they're kind of like stiffing out. They're like, hey, the guy's on cocaine. Test him for cocaine. He's like, okay, we're not on cocaine. We'll take your test. That's Oahu. Vaccination continues. They're going bus to bus, school to school with the bus. Now this is something. Oahu. I didn't know surfing was Olympic sport. God, I'm getting older than I think. Olympic sport, surfing. So now like USA, right? USA. No, not so much. So here's one of the big surfers. This is like one of the recent heartthrobs, John Florence. He's winning all these competitions. He's like, hey, I'm John, hey. You know, but the kind. Now he's stuck in the middle of, and other, you know, winning surfers are stuck in this thing where they're, surfing was invented in Hawaii, okay? It's a cultural thing. It goes back to ancient Hawaii before the monarchy, and it's been around that long in Hawaii. And another factor, it's a factor! I was thinking waves! The waves on continental shelf are like mainland waves, are like, slow and smooth. Waves in like California and those areas, different. Hawaii is in the middle of the North Pacific, so just a little bit offshore is open ocean. So the waves that come up here are different waves, different kind. So there's a whole lot of, it's different surfing, Hawaii, different. And even California is like, oh yeah, I surf a lot. Oh, but the waves in Hawaii, they'd be like that sometimes. Well, you go to Olympics, so which flag, eh? Hawaiian flag? You support the Hawaiian people? Or the USA flag, huh? Stole the crown, stole the monarchy, and all that hype. So now they're in that stuff. And the surfer's like, I'm just gonna surf. Give me the medal. Give me the gold. Go for the gold, John. The big Q. What do you think of the University of Hawaii accommodating 9,000 to 10,000 fans at its Manoa campus or football games? 5%, not sure. Why ask? 13%, not worth the expense. 29%, okay, until something stadium is built. 53%, looking good, excited for new season. Yeah, they're trying to rebuild all that stadium. Because they're trying to accommodate, yeah? And because the waters in Northern California are nice and cool and full of seals, great white sharks are back. And they're going, look at me, I'm smiling. Where's the seals? Oh, is that somebody in a wetsuit with fins? Oh, too bad. Sorry about your leg. Great white sharks. Don't hunt the sharks. People swim with the sharks and they're like, why do I get bit? In sports. Wahine volleyball! High school, okay? Kamehameha won Punaho! So that's why this big mosh pit of congratulation celebratory. Wow! We beat frickin' Punaho! And this guy, another another kind, UH. He puts the emphasis on the first base run. So he goes all around, makes a run, and instead of sliding in, he stops and goes, gotta run! And he stomped on the base. And the other guy's like, San Diego catcher Aaron Kim going, you stepping on a cockroach, guy? What's up? And since there's all these vaccinations, only 50%, but since it's going around, they're all eager to go. So like they're scrimmaging like Punaho and Iolani. Oh look, let's all. They're like, and the coaches are going, yeah, I know, kind of like this. Get bombs. Just try not to spit and try not to breathe on each other, okay? You can still catch them. You can still catch COVID even if you're vaccinated. Sorry, is that me? I was trying, but I don't know. I got derailed. All right, political cartoon. Infrastructure bill. We got so many things to do. We're gonna pack the old jalapenos. We're just gonna do all this stuff. GOP over low overhead bridge. They lost like $1 trillion off that thing, and the GOP's like, not enough. The Republicans and the Q-Brain Republican. I want some of the regular Republicans to come back and say, yeah, put on the commission, put fault where fault is, and let's just, make sure you put historical footnote of the facts, independent style of commission. And the right people who did the wrong things own up to it, and the real Republican people can still be a party, and those other guys can go, F them, fist bump themselves in Mar-a-Lago. That's it. Magus Beck said that. It was just an opinion. Vacation rentals evade enforcement. There are 10,000 illegal short-term rentals, STRs, on Oahu, contributing to 20,000 unit shortage of long-term housing and creating a nuisance in certain residential neighborhoods. A recent article revealed that the ineffectiveness of the city's enforcement. Cite May 17th article. In 2019, 42 STR enforcement acquisitions, $136,200 in fines, only $2,100 paid. In 2020, 51 actions, $3.4 million in fines, only $31,000 paid. Put the dismissal results of STR enforcement into perspective. With 10,000 illegal STRs and $33,100 in fines paid over 2.3 years, illegal STRs paid an average of fine of $1.44 per year. Zero deterrent value. Why only 47 actions per year on 10,000 units, 0.05%, and only $33,000 of $35 million, 0.09% paid? The city's Department of Planning and Permitting has 18 inspectors involved in vacation rental enforcement, but only the average is 2.6 enforcement actions per inspector per year. How can we pinpoint STR occupancy is 62%, but not pinpoint illegal STRs for enforcement action? Bill Hicks, Kailua. You get them, Bill Hicks, and take your numbers too. Get them, sick them. Give incentives for vaccines. Okay, high school, yeah, tough year. It was football stadium. Skip. Time. Dems, GOP should give each other credit. According to the responses, your big Q question, 2/3 of us believe the political partisan division in the country has gotten worse lately. Somebody reads the big Q. It's nice. May 17th site article. I offer the following suggestion, which might serve to soften the rancor that exists on both sides. It's a small step, but remember, it was a small step, a ping-pong tournament that opened up China in 1970. Oh yeah, Forrest Gump, I remember. How about the Democrats, likely through clenched teeth, give President Donald Trump credit for pushing his, quote, warp speed policy with pharmaceutical companies, resulting in millions of doses of vaccine being made available to the public. At the same time, the Republicans, no doubt reluctantly, should credit to President Joe Biden with effectively distributing those vaccines across the country, thus putting us on the road to recovery. It's a small step, but can we do it? Bob Lamborn. Hi, Bob. Respect your opinion. If you're watching, I respect you and your opinion. But you know what? No. Because that's basically not how it happened. This is another example of Republicans, Q-Brain. It's a Q-Brain repainting of what happened. They're trying to revise history by repainting it in your mind. That's what we need the commission. So it was President Donald Trump who put the vaccine on the table. If it wasn't for him, you'd all be dead for the COVID vaccine. Actually, if it wasn't for him, he probably would have saved, upward of like tens of thousands, 100,000s of lives. And it wasn't him that did the war. The companies were already doing the vaccine stuff. And he just came up with a name, Warp Speed, and tried to appropriate it. So he didn't do jack. Matter of fact, never mind. Anyways, that's it. Have a nice Sunday. Running around. Enemies. Dun, 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 dun.